Welcome to my daily HR Metrics series by Nicolas Bebani. What if your perfect career doesn't exist? What if there isn't one perfect job waiting somewhere for you? And what if trying to find that perfect answer is actually making your career decision harder? A new study published through the American Psychological Association gives us a fascinating perspective. It suggests that people who are better at dealing with career uncertainty are more likely to find meaning in their work. And today we are turning that research into one simple HR metrics. Welcome to another episode of Daily HR Metrics series. This study followed around 1,000 employees in the United States over 6 months. Participants were measured 3 times about 3 months apart. First, researchers measured something they call career wisdom. 3 months later, they measured how meaningful people found their work. And 3 months after that, they measured job satisfaction, life satisfaction, and work engagement. The researchers found an interesting pattern. People who started with higher career wisdom were more likely to report greater meaning in their work later. And that greater sense of meaningful work was then associated with higher job satisfaction and stronger work engagement. The connection with overall life satisfaction was weaker. So the strongest story here is really about work. Now, career wisdom doesn't mean always make the right decision. It means something much more realistic, being able to move forward when there isn't a perfect answer. The researcher described it as a capacity that helps people make career decisions when the path isn't obvious. That can include gathering information, accepting that uncertainty will remain, trusting your intuition, being open to vulnerability, and making thoughtful decisions even when you don't have complete information. I think that's incredibly relevant today because careers are changing, industries are changing, technology is changing, AI is changing jobs. And sometimes we are asking people to make a 5 year career plan in a world that may look completely different in 2 years. Think about someone deciding, should I stay? Should I move? Should I take the promotion? Should I change career? Should I learn something completely new? We often tell people get more information, and that's good advice. But there comes a point when more information doesn't remove the uncertainty. You still have to decide. And that's where career wisdom becomes interesting. Because maybe career development isn't about eliminating uncertainty. Maybe it's about becoming more comfortable, making thoughtful choices while uncertainty is still there. There's a very different way of looking at careers. And this creates an important question for HR. We spend a lot of time asking, are employees engaged? Are they satisfied? Are they learning? Are they likely to leave? But perhaps we should also ask, are we helping people become better at navigating their careers? Because career development isn't only about giving someone a training course. It can also mean helping them explore options, make decisions, try something new, learn from mistakes, have difficult career conversation, and move forward without needing absolute certainty. So here's today's metric. I call it Career Wisdom Score, CWS. The research measured career wisdom with 20 questions. Each question have rated from 1 to 7. So our simple formula is CWS equal to sum of the 20 career wisdom item scores divided by 20. For example, if someone scores a total of 104 across the 20 question, 104 divided by 20 equal to 5.2. Their career wisdom score is 5.2 out of 7. The higher the score, the greater tendency they use career wisdom approaches. Now, I wouldn't use this as a hiring score. That's not the point. I would use it as a development conversation. For example, you could track the average score across a career development program or compare the score before and after career coaching and then look at this alongside meaningful work, job satisfaction, and work engagement. The research found that career wisdom was associated with later meaningful work, and meaningful work was then associated with job satisfaction and work engagement. But there is an important scientific point. This study was observational. So we shouldn't say career wisdom causes engagement. We can say the research found a relationship between these factors over time. And perhaps this is part I like most. We often tell young people, find your passion, your purpose, your right career. But maybe that's also too much pressure. Maybe a better message is learn, explore, make thoughtful choices, accept that you want to know everything, and keep moving. Your career doesn't have to be perfect to be meaningful. Sometimes meaning is not something you find at the beginning of the journey. Sometimes you build it along the way. So here's my question for you. Are we preparing people to find the perfect career, or are we preparing them to navigate an imperfect career with wisdom? And for HR leaders, should career development include learning how to make decisions when the answer isn't obvious? And if you enjoyed today's daily HR metrics, subscribe for the next one. Because HR metrics aren't just numbers. Behind every number, it's a person. See you tomorrow for another new HR metric. For your daily dose of learning people analytics, make sure to like and follow my YouTube and LinkedIn page at Nicolas Plebani.